God of War Ragnarok is the sequel to 2018's God of War. You play as Kratos and his son Atreus as they navigate the new world they created due to their actions in the first game. Being the highly anticipated sequel to 2018's Game of the Year, it isn't easy to judge this game on its own merits, given that much of it is built on what the first game established. It does have a few new ideas to keep things fresh, but because it relies so heavily on its predecessor for story and gameplay, your enjoyment of the game might come down to whether or not you've played the original. So is God of War Ragnarok as good as you think? Let's discuss.
Hungry?
The game opens with Kratos and Atreus just trying to survive the harsh conditions of Fimbulwinter, the great winter preceding the events of Ragnarok. Returning home from a hunt, the two lay down for some rest when an unexpected visitor comes crashing into their front yard.
What was that?
The ball!
Well, maybe not entirely unexpected, because this scene mimics the one at the end of the first game, revealing it was a dream had by Atreus, foretelling of this moment. This visit gives us the motivation to head out for another adventure, this time to prevent the titular Ragnarok.
Anybody need a snack? Kratos? Snack?
I do not need a snack.
What we need is your help getting to Svartalfheim so we can try and rescue Tyr.
The story is compelling and engaging enough to keep playing, as the initial motivation leads to questions and answers about every character you encounter, as well as our protagonists. Diving deeper into the troubled past that still haunts our tortured god of war, and learning more about the destiny of our favorite boy Atreus. The side missions also have a few well-written stories that give even more character to the people we've met along the way, and should not be skipped.
Another Berserker gravestone.
I'm sorry. I know you said not to, but I can't stop thinking about this. We spend all of our time fighting bad stuff.
The story is excellent, but is brought down by several stop-starts. Just when it gets the momentum going, something will happen to bring that momentum to a halt. It could also be a little shorter, clocking in at about 20 to 25 hours, depending on how much side stuff you do. Several sections feel they overstay their welcome, and some areas feel like nothing more than just filler, with Atreus basically saying so himself at one point.
So this all might have just been a very big waste of time.
Despite a few flaws, all of this culminates in a satisfying conclusion that leaves the door open for another game that is free to go in almost any direction it pleases. The gameplay is very much like the first, with combat being brought over wholesale, but spruced up with a few new additions. You start with both the Leviathan Axe as well as the Blades of Chaos, which gives you access to a wide array of attacks that only gets expanded upon as you unlock new moves and combos through leveling. The first game's weapons and armor systems have also been imported into this game, allowing the same sort of light RPG customization for Kratos. The game's length again hinders an excellent experience because after several hours, combat may start to feel repetitive, especially if you see the same animations repeatedly, no matter how beautifully wonderful they were the first few times you saw them. When not engaging in removing your enemy's various body parts, you'll be solving some light puzzles. While not overly used, these puzzles break up the flow of gameplay nicely so as to not just be focused on combat. However, the game must be terrified you'll get frustrated with them because you're given a hint about the solutions almost immediately. These puzzles aren't challenging by any means, yet as soon as you start to work out what to do, someone will give you a hint which is basically the solution, and several of these hints may even come as you're actively solving the puzzle.
Hey, try using your blades to pull this down. Please. Whoa. Look out!
Despite a few minor flaws, God of War Ragnarok looks and plays beautifully, and is a worthy follow-up to the 2018 game. If you haven't played the first, I highly recommend doing so because the story and its revelations might not mean much to you, but the gameplay will be more than enough to see you to credits. So, will you be giving Ragnarok a try? Let me know in the comments. And if you like what you saw in this video and want to help out the channel, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more reviews in the future. Now if you'll excuse me, I'm off to get the platinum. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.
Lisa!